Hey, it's Cody. Happy October. I feel like probably everyone that's gonna actually click on this video to watch any of it is probably excited that it's October, it's Halloween, it's Samhain, for me, it's usually when fall starts kind of seeming like fall, and summer kind of feels like it's finally fading away, so... Yep, this is my October decks video. So I was going to apologize. I've had COVID, and it's actually my third time having it. The first two times I had it, I only got a fever for like one day, but this time really beat my ass. Like, I was sick, like actively with a fever and stuff for like 2 weeks. I still have a cough. My voice still sounds kind of weird. I'm feeling way better, but, sorry. I'm going to try not to be coughing this entire time, but you know, it might happen. So I was going to apologize that I had posted, 2 videos of myself going through my decks in a row. I was not making content at the time when I was sick. But then somebody angrily commented under one of those videos that these videos were lazy and that they didn't like them. So I'm not going to apologize for that. In fact, the only thing I'm apologizing for is the fact that I actually still have a third one and I didn't post all 3 of them in a row. Because I need to do this one. So yeah. Okay. Here are the decks. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm in a weird mood lately. And I'm just not really feeling that like kitschy Halloween-y kind of stuff. Like I can tolerate it to varying degrees each year, but like this year I'm really just not having it. So this is, sorry, I'm stalling because I can never remember the name of this deck. This is the Roots and Wings Oracle deck. Now this, Cat Riles, the deck creator here, her Instagram name I think is River and Roots, and I always think it's the River and Roots deck, and but then I can't remember like if it's Roots and Wings or River and Roots. I don't know, man. My brain can't deal with it. Anyway, when I was going through my decks and putting some in, you know, get rid of piles and maybe piles and things, I did sort of like rediscovered this deck. I mean, I knew that I had it intellectually, but I'd kind of forgotten about it. And I'm actually just really feeling it right now. It seems kind of bright colored for this time of year, honestly. But I don't really care. I mean, there's still some green and colors and things outside here where I live, so. Jesus Christ. This is gonna piss me off. Sorry. I love this deck. The one thing I don't like about this deck is I don't like the finish. This is the rose petal finish. I've bitched about this before, I'm sure. Now this is the mini version of the deck. There's like a full-size one. So there was like gloss, I think, finish, or there's this rose petal finish. My problem is that I selected the rose petal finish because I don't really like glossy cards, but now these ones stick to each other, and I was kind of hoping that would fade away, like as I shuffle it and things, and that they'd start sliding over each other better, but that has not happened. Anyway, I really like this deck. I love the energy of this deck. Normally, if I have an Oracle deck, that's, I guess, simple. Like, I mean that in a good way. Like, it's very straightforward and like, okay, kindreds. Joy. Like, if it's 1 or 2 words, maybe, as the keyword, I tend to want to use those with the tarot deck, but for some reason with this deck, I don't. Like, I just use this one straight up. Sorry, I don't know. I like this card. So yeah, I am pulling this out, and I know this seems like a weird October deck, but I don't give a shit. It's what I'm into, and it's what I'm going to be using right now. Okay, next up, I'm sure this is going to piss people off too. I can't remember the name exactly of this deck. I think that it's called Tarot of the Secret Forest. This was one of my first decks that I ever bought for myself. If you really want to know what this deck is called, ask me in the comments. I'll have to start Googling or look for the box. I don't think I even have the box for this anymore. but I can find exactly what it is. Pretty sure it's Tarot of the... Well, no. Might be Tarot of the Secret Garden. Fuck. I don't even know. Anyway, this is such a weird and creepy deck. Like, this is the devil. Look at it go. But a thing that at first I was not very happy about, but, like, I've really grown to appreciate about it, is it's got, like, I don't know, I'd call this the card front with color. But then the backs are just black and white of the same picture. Which, it's... You gotta be able to shuffle and look at this deck, like, without seeing it, because otherwise you'll know, what your card is by looking at the backs. Like, you can't just fan these out and pick them quite, because you can tell what it is. So, yeah, this is a low Scarabeo deck. So it's just got... the guidebook, which I don't have anymore. I don't think I even have the little tuck box it came in. This is one of those decks where the guidebook came in multiple languages. It was just a little white book to begin with, so there's barely any information. And then to, avoid having to put writing on the cards because it's, like, multilingual, it only uses, like, numbers and little symbols for the suits. So my biggest problem with this deck is just that the court cards sometimes, like, if I have, a king, a queen, a knight, and a page sitting there, I can be like, okay, this one's obviously this. But if I'm just drawing cards and I get one, like, the symbols don't quite make sense to me. Okay, that one's a horse, so that one makes sense. But, like, you'll see the king and the page. Why are all the knights right here? I don't know. The point is, this deck, I put it away a lot, and then I pull it back out a lot, and I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this deck. Like, I will never get rid of it. Ever. You know what? I should color the edges black. But, like, it's not one that I pull out very often. Occasionally I feel like pulling it out, and I'll probably do, 2 or 3 readings, or I'll use it for a couple of days for, like, a daily draw or something, and then I end up putting it away. Like, I don't know, man. I got a weird relationship with this deck. I'm sorry. Next, I grabbed the box. This is Madame Lydia Wilhelmina's Tarot of Monsters, the Macabre, and Autumn Scenes. Now, what's in here? Oh, it's just like a title card. This deck you've seen before. I don't think anybody would be surprised to see it on the October list. I use this deck even, like, not in the fall. I'll pull this out in the summer. Like, so basically this is... It's curated art, but it has, like, creepy shit sort of, like, photoshopped into it. Like, 3 of Swords is fucking cool. There's one of the, like, this is horrendous. Here we've got Temperance. Look at that. I hate it. But, like, the lush, like, green of this deck doesn't stop it from being perfect for, like, Samhain season to me. I don't know if this deck is considered out of print. I don't know if there's going to be any more available of this. There is a lot going on with the creator. I do know if this is a deck that you are hoping to get your hands on, I would be ready with the money saved if some more come up for sale, because the creator is having some health problems, and you just never know when the last time this will be available is. So yeah, I fucking love this deck. This is one of those decks that I will just get out of nowhere and look through. I don't know. Oh my god, did I just... No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah. No, I just really like this deck. I need to make it a bag. It came in this, and I don't know. I kind of don't like this. All right, what do we have next? Oh, Woodland Wardens. Okay. I want to like animal decks more than I do. Do you ever feel like you wish that you liked something more than you do? I like that this deck is animals and plants. 2 things that I wish that I worked with more than I actually do. But the way that it's got, I love the artwork on these. I kind of want to cut the borders, but I am so bad at that shit. Like, horrible at it. I even have one of those like guillotine cutter things, and like it cuts diagonal kind of. Like I don't know if it's user error or if the actual thing is fucked. I can't even tell. Anyway, aside from that, the artwork on this is beautiful, and I think that the keywords are just really good. The guidebook expands on it, but like not so much that I find it overwhelming, if that makes sense. So I think this is probably my favorite actually animal deck that I own. The sort of, I don't know, storybook, fairy tale maybe feel of the artwork makes me, I don't know, I love this. You know me, I like the ones with the dark backgrounds better than the light ones. God damn, this is probably unbearable to listen to. Even the brighter cards, though, they're muted enough that they don't bother me. Really, like a lot of, like, I don't like bright things. Maybe bright's not the right word. I don't like things that are, like, intensely colored. Like, I want them to be muted, you know? One time I saw something that said, it's talking about English badgers or something or European badgers versus the American ones. Said something about the European badgers will look like they're going to invite you over for tea, and the American ones look like they're going to knife you behind a gas station or something. And every time I see badgers, I think about that. Oh, also another problem I have with this deck is there's one card that's always sticking out. And this, look, I already know what it is. It's the damn Ladybug one. Because it's not cut the same size as the other ones. Like, it's a little bit bigger. So I always know where it is, and I hate that. But I don't trust myself to try and trim it to match the other ones. I know, invariably, I will fuck it up, and then it will just be smaller than the other ones, and I'll still always know where it is. So, like, part of me is like, maybe I should just pull it out. But I like ladybugs. I don't know. I stress over ridiculous shit, and I'm sure you've noticed that. Alright, what do we have? Okay. I got 3 more decks. One of them is the Memento Mori Lenormand and Oracle or something. The first however many cards of this deck can be used as Lenormand, or however you say that. I don't read that style, so I just use them like all the other ones. So I tend to use this for kind of ancestor communication. I wouldn't go so far back as to be like, you know, ancestors that I say ancestor, but like my great grandma or, you know, my great uncles or like just people, Jesus Christ, people that I knew. Mostly my great grandmother, though, I will say, she had a house with just a lot of like physical items in it. Like, I don't know how else to explain that. Like, she had this, like, exactly this. Something about this deck just feels so much like being at her house as a child. So, yeah. I pull this out on a regular basis, honestly. But Samhain seems like an especially good time to pull this deck out. I really like this card. I've been meaning to try and like curate this. Okay, this is not the whole deck. But like if it's all together, because there's like the base deck and then there are like expansions you can get for it, and there's cards from being on Black and the Moon's Patreon that go with this. And like this deck, if I have the whole thing together, is like fucking massive. This, I just grabbed a chunk to make it smaller and put in here and then store the rest of it someplace else. But like it's not curated, and I need to like figure out how to curate it. Like, I don't even know how to start, okay? All right. Next up, this is the Natural Ink Tarot. This is an indie deck that I ordered off of Etsy. If you saw me going through my decks, I don't remember if it was the first or second one. I pulled this deck out, and I was like, you know what? I really want to fucking have this out. Now, what this is, called the Natural Ink Tarot. These are basically redrawn Rider-Waite-Smith, except that they have been painted with like homemade paints that the deck creator Martha Miller made herself from like plants and things that she grew or, you know, foraged for. I think that is so cool. Just such a, I don't know. I like the sketchiness of the cards. We have like diversity in the deck. I love the horse's face in the fucking Knight of Cups. And this one just, it captured it. Like, I like that this deck is round. I like the size of it. Yeah, I really like this deck. And sometimes, like, okay, sometimes I'll think to myself, that's just like a, you know, Rider-Waite-Smith clone. I don't feel like using that. But really getting it out and like seeing it and touching it, like it's got really nice cardstock. I was like, you know what? No, I do need to pull this out for a while. So last month I had mentioned in my September decks video that I was kind of feeling like a back to basics kind of thing. I think this still counts as that. So we got the horrendous cards right there next to each other. I don't want that. Get out of there. Oh. Oh, God. So, yeah. Why is the High Priestess smiling? So, yeah, I do really like this deck. And it, like I said, I kind of forget about this deck. Well, okay, not that I forget about it, but I forget that I like it. Do you ever have decks like that? As you can see, I repeatedly fuck up this box right here. Like, it doesn't want to close. And also, I'm a beast when I'm trying to open or close things. All right, the last deck is the Ritual Tarot by Tierra May. Now, I did actually put this one away for a couple of months. Not really for any reason other than that there were a lot of other decks that I was trying to work with. It is back out because I backed the Cave of the Sybil Oracle, I believe it's called, on Kickstarter, and that is... Why is it focusing on the card backs? Get out of there. It's by the same deck creator. This is by Tierra May and somebody else that I can't fucking remember, but I believe they're supposed to start shipping this month, and I'm really excited about it. So I just figured I would pull this out. Now, the thing with this deck is it doesn't have any keywords at all or titles or anything. You just got to kind of know. Like, so for a lot of these I can tell, but like it says PP on it. This is for the Page of Pentacles. This actually I can just use my nail and scrape it right back off of there. I've got it on most of the court cards, and some of the majors, but like, I can literally look at this and be like, okay, there's 5 coins. This is the 5 of coins. Without even, counting these, you can tell what card that is. A lot of these are like that, but like, okay, this one's 13 and that's death. Like, I can see how that's death, but I'm not sure that I would draw this card and automatically be like, that's death. You know what I mean? Like, I would have to think about it for a minute. I don't know. Although that might not be the end of the world, because, like, what if okay, we won't get into that, but, the lack of titles I kind of found daunting at first, but then I was like, what if I just didn't need them? Like, I am really into, there's 2 decks, it's like a series or something kind of, fuck, soul cards, that there are these really, like, I don't know how to explain it. If you know this deck, you know it. It's the artwork is very evocative of like things. Wow, I'm describing this well. But it purposefully has no meanings. The guidebook doesn't say anything. There's any sort of explanation anywhere on the card. It is for you to determine the feeling of it. And sometimes I'll draw a card from that, and there's just really not words to enclose the feeling that I get from it that day. So it's a weird one, but I feel like this could work pretty well like that. Also, this deck, oh my god, this is coming off. Okay, but like, this is the Queen of Wands, and we got the Black Cat and everything. Alright, shit, what was I gonna say? Oh, this deck doesn't like to answer small, like, day-to-day questions. For me, okay? For me, it likes to answer big, sprawling, energy kinds of things, political kinds of, like, do you know what I mean? Do you have decks like that, or is it just me? This and the Marielle Tarot are both like that to me. Yeah, I mean, this talks about major energetic shifts, like, outside of myself, right? Like, even outside of me and what would really affect or not affect me, this will just tell me horrendous things. And it hasn't been wrong. Like, this deck is actually terrifying. And I'm even more terrified of the Oracle deck that I'm waiting. God, this fucks me up. I'm even more terrified of the Cave of the Sibyl Oracle because it is a lot of black and red and, like, I mean, we're in a cave, right? Like, it's one of those decks that's gonna fuck me up, and I can't wait. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I love this deck so much. But sometimes it just feels like so much. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. It's got a lot going on. Oh my god. Anyway, those were my October decks. If you have any questions or want links to anything, just ask it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.